welcome to the LPTV Disney Morning Show. You may have forgotten who I am. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm back. My name is Doobie Mosley. I am the co-founder of Laughing Place, and when I'm in town, the co-host of this show, the person to my right. It's really hard to do that when you're looking like this. To my right, who is the host of this show all the time, even when I'm out of town, Kyle Burbank. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well. Welcome back.
How things go while I was gone?
They're pretty good. You know, we introduced a new segment, me and Luke, which is not proper grammar. And then I had Jeremiah on Friday, so that was a good show.
Yeah. I should take this opportunity to thank Kyle, as always, for being here, as well as Luke and Jeremiah for filling in for the 5 days I was gone. I'll probably talk a little bit more later about exactly where I was, what I was doing. It is most definitely Disney related. I even checked in on the first day, Monday, to say hello from my location. Jeremiah, I see you down there. We're going to have Jeremiah on the show in just a couple of minutes, right after we get through our requisite stuff to start the show. So did you do this requisite stuff every day while I was gone?
We did. I sometimes skip the weather report, did a truncated version, but yes, we always check check the stock, and Luke has just about as good a batting average as me, which is to say, not good.
Here we go. So, Kyle, thank you very much for putting great notes in here that the stock closed at about $100 when we last did the show last Friday. Where's it at today?
It's down.
It is slightly down. Well, actually, let me refresh this. This is from like half hour ago. Okay, so it is.
It's even closer to being.
It is down, but more importantly, the main down is under that Mendoza line of $100. Very painful for us. You know, my portfolio.
I like that one.
My portfolio is off, hundreds of thousands of dollars right now because
hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands, yeah. And I got a call my buddy Nelson and said, "What'd you do? You left too soon. Get yourself back here. Help us out." All right. Then the next thing we will do is the weather, which apparently you said you didn't always do while I was gone. I'm back. It remains.
Well, while you were gone, Ethan needed some time to do some firmware upgrades. So here's Ethan with the weather report.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to be back here on the show they call the morning show but really takes place at noon for most of its viewers. Silly humans. Anyway, let's get to the weather. In Anaheim today, they will barely break into the 60s and will hit a low of 50 tonight, but the skies will be mostly clear. Over in Orlando, or Lake Buena Vista more specifically, they will reach a high of 85 degrees just after lunch with a bit of a breeze throughout the day. At Castaway Cay, it will be in the low 80s until sunset, at which point it will cool only a few degrees. That likely makes this Doobie's pick of the day, although other complicating factors likely give Walt Disney World the edge in real life. Moving over to a 45-minute train ride from actual Paris, Disneyland Paris is in the 40s right now with rain moving in over the next few hours. Buo, in Tokyo, they're looking at a sunny day tomorrow and will reach the mid-60s. Then, a clear night with temperatures in the upper 50s. That makes this Kyle's pick of the day. Shanghai will be the warmest we've seen since Ethan or Kyle started doing the weather report, reaching a high of 78 degrees tomorrow. Finally, Hong Kong will be mostly sunny tomorrow with temperatures in the mid-70s. That's all for now, but I'll be back tomorrow and perhaps try out a new impression I've been working on. See you all then. But back to the Doopster and Kai Kai for now.
The Doopster? He's got nicknames for you.
Finn is doing his own teases. Back tomorrow. Even Jeremiah enjoyed that. That was crazy. I can't believe that. The weather is now my absolute favorite part of anything we do here at laughingplace.com. That was brilliant. Buena Vista. I love the pronunciation that Ethan has. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So Kai Kai. Kai Kai.
Yeah.
All right. Jeremiah Good is going to be joining us straight off the top of the show today. Let's go ahead and bring him on, see where he's at, have some fun with Germ. I hope it's good. Hey, Jeremiah. How you doing?
Good. How about you guys?
Yeah, wrong one.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. I'm trying to get rid of this stupid overlay.
I already got it.
Kyle did. Okay.
Hold on.
Right.
I want to go back to Ethan. Where did Ethan come from? Like, I will watch this show every day just for Ethan at this point.
Well, he's evolved a bit over time. Ethan started before Doobie was gone. Yeah, he's our AI weatherman through the budget cuts.
Can we just start tweeting that out after the report also? Because I think that would be amazing, especially with Kai Kai and the Doopster.
Better than what I forget. I can't. Well, you're not your nickname anymore, but and the jerk. So
Yes, there we go.
We do need to tweet that out. Jeremiah is right. That's why he's our social guy. We do need to start tweeting out our Disney weather report with Ethan every morning.
That
Write
would be
down somewhere.
amazing.
Let me answer this Evil Queen, the Equalizer. It is coming back. We've had a little issue that we need to deal with YouTube and figure some stuff out. It will definitely be back, so appreciate your patience. Thank you, Evil Queen. LaughingPoose.com 24/7. We'll be back. All right. Jeremiah, let's make you big. Where you at? What you doing?
I am currently at Disney's Grand Floridian Spa and Resort and Spa. I can never get the which is which first. Today starts the annual Easter egg display here at Disney's Grand Californian. And this morning... Did I say Californian?
You sure did.
Yes, you did.
I actually wondered if I tweeted out Californian yet once. I don't think I have, so I'm safe there. Yes, the Grand Floridian. I am in Florida still. As when I walk outside, I will remind Doobie it's hot. So I want to say that the big displays have been going on for about 10 years here. In 2020, of course, they didn't do it. 2021, they had just a small egg display, but 2022, we marked the return of it, and 2023, we are back in full force with, if you could smell this place, you would already have a sweet tooth going. And let's come over and look at these eggs.
Does it not smell like eggs?
No.
Okay.
I know that you expect chickens to lay eggs this big, but they do not.
All right. So who does these? Are these done by the Grand Floridian, like the same people that do the Gingerbread House, or cast members, or what?
Yeah, these are the pastry chefs here at the Disney's Grand Floridian. They create these, and as we found out, each December they submit a design to the head chef, who is also the head chef that is responsible for the gingerbread house and everything. And then she goes through, approves it, and then January they actually start working on these.
Was that Piper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some absolutely random things you'll see as we go through. There are quite a few new ones. Most of these are actually returning. And then the orange bread there is a brand new one. And you can see that's a title card with the information about Stephanie, the chef who created it. And even if I put the camera, that was last year for the 40th.
I feel like they should actually do. They should do that with Spaceship Earth, like for Easter. They should turn it into an egg shape for.
Yes. I know, Kyle, you hate this one, but it is very cute. And then we have returners, Luca, and the 50th. Those, of course, are from 2 years ago.
Where's the other 100 of that one?
No 100 here yet, because we don't
Really?
start the 100th here until,
Right, but there was a Dalmatian, so I was just wondering where the other 100 eggs.
So we'll come over to this side, which, looking at these, I believe all of them are brand new with the exception of 2. But we will start down here with
cars.
Yeah, and each of the little cards talk about the chef and their original idea. I wanted to create something for my fiance because we're getting married this year. His favorite movie is Cars, and his favorite character is me.
I thought Jeremiah was breaking news for a second. I didn't know he was reading.
This one is by far one of my favorites, the Munchlings. But not only does it have the giant Stitch Munchling, but it has the classic dine Easter eggs with
Wow,
the metal
classic,
cups.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they have a recipe book there that is a real recipe book that's just shrunk down. Princess and the Frog.
Oh, that one is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that lit up? Is there a light in there?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
So to recap, that Munchlings thing is an egg-shaped thing which is inspired by food based on something else that's inspired by food that's actually a merchandise item. This is like exceptional.
The synergy here is amazing. Oh, and I forgot to point out the hidden Mickey right there.
I don't know if it's hidden, but sure.
Yes.
and this is in display at the Grand Floridian. Anybody can just walk in and see these, right?
Yep, and they're on display through, I want to say it was early April was the time for this. This one
Easter
was
is April 9th, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it was April 11th is when these come down.
This has surpassed the Princess and the Frog. This is now the leader of the Country Bears.
And it lights up, has different patterns.
Is there music playing at all there?
There is the piano was being tuned earlier, so hopefully we'll be hearing the pianist soon. But
Nothing from the egg. That is a great egg. I hope you get a good picture and maybe like some sort of a moving picture type thing since the lights twinkle.
yes, as it turns out, you read my mind. This one is, as the head chef was saying, they keep pushing themselves each year. This one actually has a real working timepiece in the egg.
Which makes it better than a magic pen.
Yes. And then, again, just Sword and Stone, just completely random. And it has Merlin and Wart as the fish. It has the plaque. This one is, I was like, this one is the, hey, we're kind of connected, so let's do this.
What is that?
It's Totoro. It's from Studio Ghibli.
Gotcha. Okay.
We don't
Nightmares.
have anything to do. You can find that movie on HBO Max, and Disney used to have a distribution with Studio Ghibli, but they don't anymore. So questionable legality.
Just a beautiful egg here. I'm sure you can already see my favorite egg here, Doobie.
Oh, wow. I can't believe how far these have come. I used to go see these, and they were nice, but wow.
Yeah, no, these are exceptional.
Now, these will never go away.
Exceptional.
No, that egg is going to be here till the end of time.
I know. I'm not sure if that or Country Bears is my favorite now. I have co-leaders.
They didn't want to do a floating version to start.
This is just, I love this one with the book in the background and everything. The next one is probably one of my favorite. And again, Kyle, you can explain legality or not legality of this one now. Any guesses what it is?
Nightmare?
Nope. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Oh, okay. Well, we still own that. I mean, Fox did the third movie, so now.
Yeah, I guess
all
so.
good.
Where's the lion?
It's just the wardrobe, and when you enter, there's the lamppost.
Funny enough, people. Even though that's probably not an edible egg, still tastes better than Turkish delight.
It actually is an edible egg. Everything here is made of chocolate. Or, chocolate jelly beans.
It definitely tastes better than Turkish delight.
Chocolate, jelly beans, and boogers. Is that what you said, Jeremiah?
Yes, exactly. But one of the great things about these eggs is they are viewable a full 360. So that's the back of Daisy's house. You can't really see the details from this distance.
Wonder of the world.
On the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe egg, but they do have the carvings on there. There's the Book of Pooh that has Eeyore, and then just there's some amazing stuff. And we do have pictures of all this that will go up later on, along with some videos.
Where's Kevin?
Yeah, I was like, we haven't even gotten to the highlight of this year.
Okay, all right.
But this one is a really neat one. This one is going to be done throughout the season with a cast member painting the different characters.
No pressure.
And we actually found out that it was designed by a cast member who sadly isn't feeling well. So that it turned into a project that they're just going to do throughout the entire season.
Wow, that's sweet. So there's got to be someone painting there all season?
Yeah. And standing at 6'4", Kevin, with I want to say it was 1,967 feathers.
1,968 according
Yeah.
to
Thank you. I couldn't remember if it was 68 or 67.
Well, you can steal one and you can be right.
Tall. Oh, and then you had a later tweet that said actually 6'4", so never mind.
Yes, the feather, the top of the feather.
And it comes with little Kevlets.
Is that the official name? Kevlets?
It is now.
My favorite part is the chocolate bar next to the babies, because Kevin loves chocolate.
Well, then they really shouldn't have her in this.
I know. I know.
It's like a disaster waiting to happen.
I had the discussion with somebody earlier. It's like, so the kids are all strung out on chocolate, aren't they? Just chocolate?
Explains why. Is that Raya?
Yeah, it is.
Tuk Tuk. I think that's how you say it. Haven't seen the movie. Don't really
I
know.
thought it was Tuk Tuk. That was a question on trivia in the Disney Cruise, where my mind still is.
Did you get it right?
I did.
Were you playing with Benji?
No. We played all our trivia solo. Like my whole family. Whenever we played on our
Solo, we cannot hear you.
We have a new winner.
The Avengers?
No.
And these
Like you don't even
eggs,
know, Jimmy.
most of these eggs are returning. There's only one that's coming up that is a newer egg.
Is that like a mine train down there and going
It
into
is.
the mine?
Yeah.
Oh my. All 7 dwarfs?
I see 6 of them. I want to say Dopey is on the back side of it. Which
You see a
we cannot
half dozen of another?
Fun fact, that Snow White's actually the same height as the dwarfs. That's why they put her up top.
because it was off the soap. Yeah. The Encanto egg that is a returner from last year.
I'm glad you guys are here because I made a joke about that same thing about the fountain to Luke last week, and he did not get it at all.
I rescind my thank you to Luke.
This is the only new egg on this side, and of course it's Mr. Toad, which I'm not going to call this a spelling error, but I'm going to point it out. Can you see what the problem is with that?
Interesting.
What,
It's spelled out Mr.
Yeah.
Wow. The fact that all 3 of us immediately knew that says nothing good about us.
Yep.
Well, it's bolded, to be fair.
And the Fantasia egg. I will try to walk around and see.
What character is this? Oh, that's
Fantasia?
No. No, the big white round one?
Yeah. I cannot see the back of the Seven Dwarfs Cottage, but I want to say that Dopey is back on that side. Yeah, some of the, the challenge is making these 360 because, hang on, can you see the Pegasus and the scratch marks on it?
Mm-hmm, he's trying to get out.
Yeah. Making these 360, but sadly there's only so much display space, so we can't see the backsides of these eggs or the other eggs. Something that was added last year and is making its return in the true fashion of the gingerbread house is the Grand Cottage, and it sells all sorts of sweet treats. And we're going to walk over and look at this basket with some of the sweet treats on it. Yeah, there's some really nice stuff in here, and the apron is very cute that the cast members are wearing. But this is my favorite. It's the bunny butt cupcake. It's not called that, but it definitely should be. And now we'll walk over to the cottage. Check it out.
Yes, I agree with you, Heather Sue. One of everything. Awesome.
Oh yeah, it's just so much goodness in here.
Do they sell any actual egg? Like, if I just wanted some protein, a boiled egg, can I buy them here?
I do not think so, but they do have.
We have deviled eggs.
That would be. I think they did that once for the for one of the eggs for Mr. Toad, not Mr. Toad, but Mr. Toad, where they had the little devil on there. So this is the display they have out with the prices and everything, and the cottage box, which is $50, comes with all of this goodness in there.
This is lovely looking. What's lovely? Before you go, Jeremiah, I would love for you to go to the second floor so we can see this from above and just get a better idea of the layout of everything.
Okay, well, if I'm going to do that, you know what elevator I'm going to take?
The
Are
stairs.
you really taking the elevator?
Well, I was going to take the bird cage.
That's
elevator.
actually good. Take the bird cage. That's a good idea. Let's go.
We'll see if we can hold connection while you're in the bird cage.
Well, actually, I may take
like...
this. I'm going to take the stairs because there are guests waiting for the elevator.
Okay. Good move. And it's the grand staircase. It's like walking up the Titanic.
There's the celebrate her story.
Yes, just random backdrops that have appeared.
Are you heading into any other park today?
I am going to head back to Disney's Hollywood Studios for a little bit, and then possibly Epcot.
Not Magic Kingdom.
No, I'm not going to Magic Kingdom for a half unveiled piece of artwork.
Why would you possibly do that? What's at Epcot?
Friends.
What? That's a huge acquisition. I didn't hear about this.
You may know some of these people. One is named Rebecca, and the other one is named
are you really?
Gideon.
I had no idea you were meeting up with him today.
Well, I may see them. It's part of the plan is to get over there and see them.
If you do, tell them I said hello. Can't wait to see them.
Oh, also, this is just a really cute sign. April 10th is when the Grain Cottage closes. That means that's the last day of the eggs, too.
Well, this will be here to get the influx of people who come for Tron. They can also come see the eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, in past years, the entire floor has been eggs from the time you walk in through all the way to the back. So I think they're kind of settling on this at this point.
Yeah, I can remember seeing them on the second floor. Like, you get off the monorail and there's just a display of eggs, like, right away. But not now. All right. Well, thank you, Jeremiah. I really appreciate you being here. This was an excellent report.
Thank you. I was ecstatic to get to do this.
This is exactly what I needed for my first day back.
Welcome back, Doobie. How about we start having Ethan being the co-host?
Hey, Jeremiah, do you have a favorite daytime celebrity news magazine show? And why is it Eggstra?
2 points to Kyle. But Ethan does need to be used much more often.
Ethan, well, we have to be careful with Ethan. We don't want Ethan to realize how valuable he is to us and start making demands. But yeah, we'll try to get Ethan tweeted out today. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay, gents. Right. If anything else pops up while you're around, I will give a yell. If not, I will just continue to send in updates.
All right. Thanks, Germ. You can follow Germ's adventures today on Twitter, Laughing_Place, and our Instagram, Laughing Place. Bye, Germ.
Bye, guys.
And if we're lucky, Twitter won't break today.
There we go. All right, that was Jeremiah at the Grand Floridian. Once again, making me sad. I'm here. What else we got going on, Kyle? I think this morning we had some news on the world of Avatar.
Yeah, so it's going to. We don't have a date for Disney Plus or for DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, Ultra HD, or any of that crap yet. We just know that it'll be released digitally at all your favorite digital retailers on March 28th. So just a few short weeks away, 3 weeks exactly.
With tons of bonus features, which is appropriate for something like this.
You know, sometimes
Now-
you just can't fit everything into a 3-hour movie. You have to.
Is this destined for Disney Plus? I saw something on Twitter that said maybe because it's a Fox movie and previous contracts, it might actually be destined for a different streaming service.
Well, it goes to both in that case, or at least it has been for the most part. Like
Okay.
West Side Story was on both, and some other ones. So.
Okay. Hopefully, Disney. 'Cause I have
HBO
Disney
Max
Plus.
is the one you're speaking of. Yes, for a previous contract
It
with
is.
HBO Max.
It is the one I was speaking of.
That's why Abbott Elementary is actually on Hulu and HBO Max. Interestingly.
Oh, I didn't know it was on HBO Max. I didn't know.
Although that's
HBO
not
Max
because of
is-
that contract. That's because Warner Brothers produces it.
Is it on HBO Max like weekly or the previous?
I don't think so. I think that's the difference. I think they have the backlog, but I don't think it goes up weekly like it does on Hulu.
So, Kyle, you were lucky enough. Why do I say lucky? You earned it. You were skilled enough to take a Galactic Starcruiser.
Skilled enough,
right?
yes. I was lucky enough to find a couple of friends who were willing to split a single room, and so we can make it as cheap as possible and still be super expensive.
So, what's the news that came out this morning on the Galactic Starcruiser?
So they released new dates for starting this October, and they're going down from the way it is now. Is they mostly do like you have 2 days and then 1 day off, 2 days, 1 day off. Now they're cutting it a little bit. It's going to be from 3 voyages a week down to 2 a week. So presumably
And
this has
do
to
we
do
know
with demand. I don't know if it's staffing because it's probably gonna give people more of a break. Because right now obviously there's multiples of all the different characters, so I don't think you're going to have just one character, but at least it make scheduling a little bit easier for cast and everything. And the thing people said from the very beginning is, this is cool, but it's a lot of money, and is there repeatability? Like there's some repeatability if you take different paths and stuff, but a lot of the stuff you're going to be doing is the same. It's not like they're producing. There's a lot of different elements, and like the cast members can do a lot to like customize your experience. But at the end of the day, the overarching story is going to be the same for now. So I think you're probably seeing
certainly
some
the
of
big,
that play.
the big set pieces are the same every time.
The big beats of the story.
Disney said, "We've been learning a lot during our first year of operation and have adjusted voyage dates to meet the needs of our guests, and that 3 voyages may still occur during busier holiday weeks." So I've seen they've definitely done a lot of discounting recently as well. I'm very happy it's still here. I mean, I gotta believe it'd be pretty easy for them to just say, all right, this was a nice experiment, but this is such an original concept that I really feel will eventually catch on, and it is an important part of the future of themed entertainment. I'm so happy Disney did it and are trying to stick with it for the long term.
And on the bright side, if they are having fewer show days, then that means that gives them some off time to perhaps develop a new show that can spur demand again for people who have gone and want to see the new version. So I hope that's something.
So
in consideration,
because you've done it, you scrimped and saved, and you've done it, and I'm guessing you don't have much interest in doing it again as is. But if they came out with another show,
I'd have some interest in doing it again as is if the circumstances were right. Just because, there's things that I wish I got to see. There's things I would do differently. You're kind of like you on a cruise, like having the option to be like, I've been to Castaway Cay so many times, I'm going to sit here and in the pool while no one else is here is kind of like a benefit. That's kind of like, oh, I've been to Batu enough. Maybe I hang back on the ship this time. Things like that.
Okay. But if they did a new show, would you be even more excited to do it?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, there you have it. Kyle Burbank wants a new show. Let's see. Wally. We're like in space. We had Avatar, then we had Galactic Starcruiser, and now we have Wally. Some new merchandise. Kyle, are you familiar with these?
Yeah, it's not exactly new, but we spotted it at Walt Disney World.
We
It's
have
on
an
Shop
article
Disney
that
already.
says, oh yeah, that doesn't say the word new. Okay, go ahead.
It specifically doesn't say the word new because it's not. Yeah, so there's some gardening and homeware things. They did talk about it on Barely Necessities last week as well, because you can imagine with last week Morgan was filling in, so her being a near Betty, they had to mention the Wally merch.
Who's filling in today?
I think his name is Kyle.
Oh, okay, Kai Kai.
Yeah, Kai Kai and the back. No, she doesn't like that back.
Oh.
My bad. Anyway, yeah, so there's some little cool gardening things. You can find them at the parks, or like I said, they're on Shop Disney. We should have links in this article or our other article, so you can buy them and we can get a little commission.
Little commission, not a kickback, not a referral fee, not a chit, but a commission. So Barely Necessities, the Disney Merchandise Show, will be on today at 4 p.m. Pacific Time.
Yes, I'll use all of the things I learned from doing this show as far as like how to share tabs and stuff like that. I'll be applying that knowledge to producing that show while being on screen, as opposed to doing it in the background like I had been.
Will Ethan make an appearance anywhere?
I don't think so. I haven't found a role for him yet, and like you said, I don't want him to get too big of a head and just trying to take things over. Maybe he could do the Sensational Seven, although I feel like I don't want him to steal your wife's shine.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. All right, have you watched Mandalorian season 3, episode 1?
I have.
I'd like your impressions of it, Kyle.
Oh, I thought it was fun. I do think it's a little weird that if you didn't watch Book of Boba Fett, you're like, wait a minute, how did we get here? That seems like some silliness to me. But otherwise, I enjoyed it. It felt like it ended abruptly, but I'm like, well, yeah, it's the first episode of the season. It went by quickly, I guess is all I'm saying.
It did, yeah. Definitely a setup episode. But isn't that a good thing that?
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining at all.
I mean, the universe of Star Wars, the fact that you need to, that's what the whole thing's about. Wait until they mix it up with Marvel into one big universe. You have to see literally everything that comes out.
Yeah.
Anyway, they released some new character posters for season 3. Some of the new characters that have been introduced here. What did you think of these little guys?
Oh, I love them. They're not Babu Frick, or presumably not Babu Frick, but they are the same species of Babu Frick. Easily the best part of Rise of Skywalker. So glad to see this breed emerge here.
What is with this isn't a spoiler. We're not going to spoil anything about Mandalorian here. But what is with Mando not being able to understand them when we can understand them clear as day?
Well, I think at first he can't, but then like when the other guy's translating, I think he's like, yeah, I got it. I can hear that now. I think he just doesn't bother like every time being like, yeah, I know.
It's like when someone has an accent, you just kind of have to tune your ear a little bit. Let's see. Then we've got the Mando chief lady who builds things. She probably has a name.
She builds things.
The armorer. There we go. Oh, and look at what t-shirts I've been checking out. This one says, I think it says
Duran.
Something like, and you've got to hear this new album. It's going to blow your mind. It's
That's the same t-shirt you talked about last time.
Did I? Wow. Yeah, that's the one. I have not.
We're still trying to get you
for so long. They won't go away. This and socks. Rock'em Socks keeps popping up. You go one time, and every single ad is Rock'em Socks.
Today
$30 for socks.
Today on my personal finance site, I'm writing about a duffel bag that I just had served to me so many times on Instagram. I'm like, fine, I'll write about you. I'll buy you and write about you.
Are you saying this advertising stuff works?
Yeah. Except then they keep advertising to me, and I'm like, I already bought that. You're wasting your advertising dollars now.
Oh, by buying it, you're actually costing them money.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You showed them. That is really funny. Um, so I saw this headline, and I was out of town. I don't pay much attention, so I wanted to, even though it's a couple of days old, I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth. What is going on here, Kyle?
So they remember right before you left, we watched a trailer for something called Finding Michael, a Nat
I
Geo thing.
remember.
And they're like, it's coming out Friday, March 3rd. And apparently, like, a bunch of people are super interested in this. Like, the guy, this documentarian was going all around talking about this. March 3rd, everyone get Disney Plus. And then the movie just doesn't show up on Disney Plus on March 3rd. And so people are like, what the heck? And Disney doesn't have a release date. They said that it's been shifted and we don't really have any answers. They kind of apologized for the unexpected delay, but yeah, this is not the first time that this has happened. Obviously, this seems to be the biggest example because it seems like a lot of people were interested in this. But yeah, I mean, they announced Barefoot Executive as a launch day title for Disney Plus, and it's still not on the service. So I have some bad news for these folks.
And we're still waiting for our apology for that one, right?
Yeah, I am. But there's some speculation that there might be some last minute editing to this for sensitivity, given the nature of it and some of the stuff that might be encountered along the way. That's the speculation. Disney didn't really say; they just said sorry. But yeah, it's very weird. You think they would know that before a week before the thing's supposed to come out and before they send the guy out to do press.
Right. But the sensitivity you're referring to, the film chronicles the 1999 disappearance of 10-year-old Michael Matthews, the youngest son of Britain to climb Mount Everest, and the lack of closure for his brother, TV personality Spencer Matthews. So, I mean, it is a delicate subject. We don't know if that is the reason, but...
Right, so the speculation I saw is that maybe there are some other bodies that are seen during the journey.
There are lots of bodies on Everest, unfortunately. I mean, that's what they wanted to do. I have no problem with that, but it is a reality of anything you film on Mount Everest. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this article. It's the Walt Disney World restaurant article, Orlando Sentinel, but you don't even eat anything. You weigh like 112 pounds.
Well, I have. We can, if you want to do our new segment. That was for me and Luke, but you qualify being a vegan, and Mike Celestino qualifies too. Oh, that's right, not
vegetarian. Yeah, Mike Celestino certainly qualifies.
You can drink the full strength butterbeer,
and I don't drink it all, so can't try that stuff. I mean, without Mike,
butterbeer you can because there's not actually alcohol in it.
Yes, I drink butterbeer, of course. Oh, there are those socks again. All right, so Walt Disney World Restaurant. I love that intro. That is awesome. Walt Disney World Restaurants recognized in Orlando Sentinel's 19. Wow.
19. Wow, dude. The site launched in 99. The year after that, it's been 2000. It's ever since, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. 2023 Foodie Awards. Yeah, they've highlighted a few awards, mostly, all sorts of different property.
I think
Best theme park restaurant is the Nomad Lounge. Do you agree with that?
Mythos, I think, Mythos is asking for a recount over at Universal Studios Island.
No, that's only on that one site.
Nomad Lounge is a fantastic restaurant. I've only eaten there once, but I believe it probably qualifies. Have you eaten there?
No, I haven't eaten. Let's see how many I've eaten at Werner's Upper Spice Road Table, which recently got taken over by Disney, right? And Sci-Fi Diner. Haven't been to either of those. Haven't been
Spice Road Table. Spice Road Table I ate at, not this trip, but the last trip. Excellent place. I can't believe it took me that long to go there. Sci-Fi Dine-In is a ton of fun, but neither of those is anywhere near, in terms of quality, the level of Nomad Lounge. So, anyway.
Looks like there's a typo in our article, so that's fun.
All right, who gets fired? Should I do the
I know who it is. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Best Splurge Restaurant, Victoria and Albert's. Kind of hard to argue with that one. I have not been there. Have you?
I have not, nor have I been to the Bull and Bear at the Waldorf Astoria Bonnet Creek.
I haven't been to the Bull and Bear, but I have been to Oscar's, which is at, I believe it's at the Astoria, either that or right next door. There's like two hotels there that essentially feel like one. And Oscar's Buffet, aside from Palo, is the best brunch I've had in my entire life. Best African restaurant, not Nomad Lounge. Flavors of Africa at Animal Kingdom. Lodge? What's this here? Lodge, Jico.
Probably Jico, Flavors of Africa at Disney Animal Kingdom Lodge. No, I've never been to that one either. I've been to Sanaa, but not Jico.
Jico is our go-to, when we live there, our go-to fancy place. You can usually get in pretty easily, and it's incredible food. So, been there many, many times. Jico, the cooking place. Flavors of Africa, that's Boma. Gotcha.
Okay,
And
so
Boma,
then,
the word was left out, and then Jico, the cooking place. Boma's
okay, so
there,
that's
been
what happened
both.
there. I'm also confused by something else coming up, but we'll get there.
Best German restaurant. I'm very sad that we did not include whatever the winner was. I guess it wasn't on Disney property. I didn't
Yeah.
know there was competition, so I'm really curious what won Best German restaurant. But Beer Garden at Epcot. Been there? No?
Nope.
Have you ever eaten, Kyle?
I've eaten, just not at these places. We'll see when we get further down. Hopefully.
I have been
Don't
to Beer
even know.
Garden a couple of times. Oompa! It legit is. You go there, you eat, and you hear Oompa music. It's a ton of
And you
fun,
sit next to people you don't know.
which I enjoy. Do you enjoy that?
Not particularly.
Yeah, I like. This cruise I went on had like a party of 11, so we had our own table. Obviously, I like going and getting the roulette wheel of who you're going to be sitting next to every, first dinner and who your table mates are. I enjoy that. I realize I'm in the minority. Best hotel restaurant: Bull and Bear, Waldorf Astoria, and Raglan Road, which someone needs to tell them it's not an actual hotel restaurant.
Yeah, I don't understand that one. Yeah, I have to do some
Have you
research
eaten
there.
either of those?
Nope.
Of those?
Nope, never these. Also, never been to Toledo, although I want to go. And never
We haven't
done
gotten there
Hawaii.
yet.
I see it. It's on the screen.
Raglan Road, recommend the bread pudding. Awesome. Fun place. They also have like
Do you think that's
Yeah,
Edith's
it's
favorite
really
restaurant, Disney Springs?
without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, that's a given. Best Spanish restaurant, Toledo. The top of the Coronado Springs Resort. You said you want to eat there?
Yes, I want to go there, and I want to go to what's the place at Riviera? The bar at the top.
I forget. I know what you
I think
mean.
the word bar is in it. And I've also never been to Haleo, but I've wanted to go to, what is it, Pepe, the quick service version? They have a sandwich that looks really good.
We went to Riviera Bar Riva during our retreat.
Bar Riva, that's where I think I want to go.
You begged off. Okay, and the runner-up is Jaleo at Disney Springs. I've not eaten there.
Haleo, I think.
Jaleo, really? You're gonna do that to me right now on the air?
I'm going to do that to you right now. I could be wrong, but And then the best,
And the best-
wine bar is Wine Bar George. That's convenient.
They knew. Considering how specific these categories are, I really want to see just the whole list. Like, do we have best techno restaurant, best French restaurant? Because these are some specific categories. Wine Bar George, you've been there.
Nope.
So, bottom line, Kyle has been to 0 places on this list.
I've been to other places. I've been to Kumite. I've been to what's the one that's upstairs? The hibachi. I forgot the name of it all of a sudden.
Oh, wait, Japan?
Yeah, in Japan.
Tepanito?
Yeah, Tepanito. Been there. Been to Alfredo's, so that's still there, going strong. Been to the fish and chips place. I've been to the what is it? Lotus Blossom.
Mm-hmm. These are quick service restaurants, not real restaurants.
Now I'm moving into quick service restaurants. Yeah.
Exactly right. This has been
I had to keep up with the tradition of just putting absolute bangers as the background music.
Did you write that?
I did not write that. I went to my music service and got it. Hopefully, we're not breaking the rules by using it multiple times.
You're a musician, Kyle.
Not really.
I want you to play it Or maybe Ethan. Can Ethan play an instrument?
Probably. Who knows? He's hiding many talents from us.
All right, Chang Can Dunk, new Disney Plus original movie, coming to the service on Friday. They had their, well, not really premiere. What do they call it? Screening yesterday.
Probably premiere. Is it not a premiere?
I guess it's a premiere. Sure.
All right.
And then our guy, who did this? Is this Alex that did this tweet?
I imagine.
Little social. This is our guy's first impression of Chang Can Dunk. Disney's Chang Can Dunk tells a fun, inspirational, poignant story about a boy working hard to achieve a dream and take down a bully in a healthy way. Coming to Disney Plus this spring. So this Friday, goodness, coming to Disney Plus this Friday. So check out Chang Can Dunk Friday. I'm actually looking forward to this one. We showed the trailer a couple weeks ago.
We did, and we were like, wow, that's
pretty good.
Unexpected.
Yeah. 16-year-old Asian American high school student in the marching band who bets the school basketball star that he can dunk by homecoming. The bet leads 5'8" Chang on a quest to find the hops he needs to dunk in order to impress his crush Christy and finally gain the attention and respect of his high school peers.
Why does he need to find hops? Is he making some sort of beer?
When did you become my son on the level of jokes you tell?
This is how I am.
My wife loves the intro. I love the intro too.
Thank you. I made it seriously 5 minutes before Luke and I went on because I thought it'd be funny. That's why it looks like, it's just a template that I replaced the stuff with. I don't know if this is on your list, so I'm sending you something.
It is not. Let's definitely get that. Thank you. You can feel free to intro it while I get it together.
Sure. We knew that a new show called Renovations was coming to Disney Plus. Now we have a date. Obviously, this show was finished before his accident, which he's still recovering from. Yeah, it's going to be on Disney Plus April 12th. And he shared the new poster for the show. Or I don't know if he saw a poster. It's not really hanging anywhere. The new key art for the show. Every build has a purpose.
Every build has a purpose. What do they call it? A synopsis.
So yeah, they're gonna have it's gonna premiere on Disneyland Paris's 31st birthday.
Follows Renner in his journey as he travels the world helping communities by reimagining unique purpose-built vehicles.
Looks like there's also a trailer. So let me go ahead and pull that up for us so that we can get.
Yeah, please do. I'm just happy to see Renner tweeting about normal stuff. I'm glad he's recovered. I mean, not that this actually came from him, but just that all the focus is not only on his recovery. That he's, that was a scary, scary, scary incident. So,
yeah, it was.
Did you find a trailer?
I sent it to you on private chat. So yeah, we'll get that up in a second as I continue to look and see if there's any other news that's popped up in the time since we've been streaming. I appreciate that the Hawkeye Twitter is retweeted this trailer. That's fun.
Oh, that's cool. All right, let's watch the trailer for Renovations.
All right, here we go.
All right.
What's up, buddy? Explain to everybody how we got here.
I'm buying these decommissioned government vehicles to help reimagine them to serve this community again, just in a different way.
Which ones are his?
They're all his.
He said he bought 2.
I decided to reimagine, repurpose, and renovate these vehicles. And I wanted to do it for communities and help kids in need all over the world. I also brought along some talented and familiar friends to help me deliver them. There's a lot of concern on the Avengers family chat, like, what is Renner doing? He's going a little off the rails. We're gonna change this truck into a mobile rec center.
What's the timeline?
2 weeks.
I have never done so much carpentry work in my life. Rory is kind of a bull in a china shop.
Bubbly.
No power tools for Rory. Imagine possibilities.
I thought you were up here playing bumper cars.
The only difference between crazy
Don't tell Jeremy.
and courage is a plan.
I was just thinking, we're taking apart a bus with Hawkeye.
I hope this demonstrates how easy it is to make a giant difference in other people's lives.
We want to give our kids an opportunity to dream.
We'll have to bounce some ideas off each other and make something really special. We're going to change this truck into a water filtration truck.
Can't wait to see the look on these kids' faces.
I think everybody senses how truly special this project is.
Let's finish this thing strong.
Okay, Jared, what's the plan?
I want to make actionability and thoughtfulness of others cool.
I love that.
I was still talking.
That looks fun.
Beautiful. That looks fun. You know when you see an actor do a lot of stuff, you just get a sense that's a good guy, or that's probably not a good guy. That's one where you get the sense that's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think so. I can say that about almost all the Avengers, I think. Not all. I'm not going to name names, but almost all the Avengers. I think, that's a good guy. You just sent me something else, Kyle?
Yeah, so I wanted to share this because I think it's really cool. If you're super sensitive to spoilers about How I Met Your Father, I guess turn away for a second. But this is a lot of fun. So this is not edited. This is a clip from the show that they used, and I think just play it and then you'll see.
Ooh, when I was 13. No, you hang up first. I'm not hanging up first. It's your turn to hang up first. You go first. Next. Ooh, when I was 13. No.
Obviously, they used a flashback to Lizzie McGuire as
That's so
Sophie's thing. So, we were supposed to get a sequel to that show, and I've said that How I Met Your Father feels like, oh, this is kind of like some Lizzie elements, the reboot that we didn't get, and so now maybe they take place in the same world. She changed her name to Sophie when her real name was Lizzie.
That was a lot of fun. We got our sequel. All right. It is time for Pocket Picks. Every day when I wake up in the morning, I open my phone, bring up TikTok, Instagram, all those things. When I find something I like, I put it in my Pocket app and bring them out here. We've got 3 today. First up, this one was actually sent to us by Kyle. So I didn't have to find it on my...
I did still do Pocket Picks while you were gone, so I kind of got in the habit of...
Did you really?
I really did.
I'm impressed, first of all, and I hope I don't repeat any. This is Castaway Key. That's all I got to say.
Also, when doing Pocket Picks, I felt your pain about TikTok and the way that it just plays and doesn't let you rewind and pause.
Stop! I was on a Disney cruise last week. That's where I was, Monday through Thursday. Got off the ship on Friday. We were on Castaway Key last Wednesday. I was not goofy there. I stayed on the ship. My son and I both stayed on the ship, Castaway Key. Had a ton of fun just doing various things there. Rebecca did get off the ship, and I saw her picture. She had a ton of fun too, going out to Serenity Bay and stuff like that. So,
did you recognize your photo in Ethan's weather report?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I used it on the show last week, and Ethan used it as his backdrop.
What photo?
The one you sent me.
Oh, I sent
on
you
the
a photo
ship
of Castaway
looking
Key?
at Castaway Key. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It was it was less than a week ago, dude.
Dude, it's cruise time. So I was at Disney World. I should have done this before we started Pocket Picks. Talk a little bit about my trip last week. I went to Disney World for a couple days. Cosmic Rewind I finally got to do. Oh, what a tough life I have. Finally got to do Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Everything I dreamt it would be. It was just phenomenal. I've never done drugs. There's no way drugs are better than the experience I had riding that ride with that song going. And I got to do Flight of Passage for the first time because my size now allows me to. And that ride was great. It was worth the wait. Enjoyed it very, very much. And then we got on the Disney Wish. This just is a generic Disney cruise. If you saw the back of my shirt, though, you would see it has the Disney Wish schematic on it. Love the ship. Absolutely love the ship. Much more than I expected to. Rebecca and I are going to do probably do a series about our thoughts on the Wish and this cruise, but I will let you know. Spoiler alert, I 100% loved it. I was very skeptical going in because of all the changes they made from the old ships. And that skepticism wasn't necessarily misplaced because there's a lot of stuff they changed that did disappoint me. But what I couldn't know until I actually got on the ship myself was the stuff they changed that I would love. And there was a lot. And so I'm a huge fan now of the Disney Wish. Everything I said before poo-pooing it, who was that idiot? I love the ship.
They moved your deck 4 to deck 5.
So they didn't move it to deck 5. They doubled it. There's a deck 4 and a deck 5. So deck 4, my place where you hang out on all the ships, you're under the lifeboats, which is great. You got shade. This ocean is still out there. But now, go down a little bit, go up some stairs. You're on deck 5. You're in the open air right there on deck 5, looking out over the side. So you can have the shade under the lifeboats, or you can have the open air. You got a choice. You can go right to the front of the ship on the Disney Wish. There is so much up on deck 11, 12, 13. There is so much just hanging out areas with comfy, not just the boring plastic deck chairs, but the cushy chairs, the big circular chairs, all there, and not just in the adult area, in the family area. So I can sit there with Gideon on some cushy chairs, kind of off the beaten path. There's just so many little areas on the Disney Wish that I would not have known were there. It's as I said, it is because I didn't really come to this realization until I think the third day. It is a ship that really, really rewards exploration. I got up on that day and I just said, I'm just going to go walk around the ship. Just walk around the ship, see everything I can see. And there's so many little places to see. It's worth exploring, and when you explore and you find those places, you will find the ones that work for you. And I think most people will realize this is actually a really good ship. Even if they prefer the others, they will see the Wish does have a lot to offer. Anyway, we're going to talk about that later. Right now, our next pocket pick, also from the world of Disney, of cruising, not really Disney cruising. See if I can stop this TikTok quickly. Nope. And here we go. So annoying. All right, share this here. I'll share it and then I'll rewind. This is a very common meme.
The way you feel. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me.
So I thought this was fun. I'm going to play it one more time.
The way you feel. One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me.
So this is the Royal Caribbean Icon of the Seas. It's their new giant ship that's coming out next year. And it's like, we're excited about Icon of the Seas. And then you see the price and you're like, oh, are you serious? And the price is $1,100 a person for a 7-night cruise. I looked at this and went,
that's cheap.
I don't get it. Yeah, exactly. Apparently this is expensive in the rest of the world. But for us Disney cruisers, we're like, yeah, sign me up. This is really, really cheap. So it was fun reading all the comments and all the Disney people saying, I don't get it. No. So what this tells me is I need to
talk about uppity foo-foo.
I need to be doing some more Royal cruises. If that's considered an expensive one, I'm going to start cruising because I love Royal Caribbean. I've never been on one, but I love to watch vlogs, and it looks like a great ship. A great cruise line. All right, finally, this one was sent to me by Mac, tweeted by Cat Rooks. Not safe for Disney. Okay, there's no bad words. It's safe for work, but if you are a hardcore Disney fan and you protect the magic, not safe for you.
Why do some Disney characters walk on 2 feet when they should be walking on 4?
There's a guy in there.
Perfect timing. I enjoyed that. Thank you, Mac. That was my favorite.
Yeah, Mac was my savior. I hit him up a couple times. Like, got any more of them pocket picks?
We know what Mac does every morning, just like me, apparently.
Yeah, he's the TikTok king. And then he sent me some. I'm like, you're lucky I'm not Doobie, because Doobie would just play these without actually watching them first. You're kind of getting me in trouble.
I did play them. Unless it comes from Disney. I try to always play them, but if it's not from Disney, I definitely play them. I have learned. The hard way. All right. This day in Disney history, the portion of the show where I remember I have to put this over there. On this day in 1942, one of Kyle's favorite executives of all time was born.
I have been in Variety about 10 times in 10 different parts of my career where I was rumored to be thrown out. I was being thrown out at Daytime, I was being thrown out of prime time. I was being thrown out of ABC. I was being thrown out after 1 year at Paramount. Barry and I were being thrown out. I was being thrown. I mean,
There you go. Michael Eisner, the man who saved the Walt Disney Company back in the 80s, and some would say nearly destroyed it, was born on this day in 1942. Still around, still doing some cool things, and still making fun tweets about enjoying being a grandparent. Thank you, Michael Eisner, for keeping the Disney Company together, whatever happened thereafter. On
I will
this
say,
day,
Doobie, I see the day you canceled the show because you only had one monitor, and I ran the entire thing off one monitor. I'm like, oh, I see why Doobie wants two monitors for this.
goodness, you ran the show off one monitor?
Yes.
Yeah. I have a hard time doing it on two. I have 3 monitors here. But I can't even imagine doing it on one. Seriously. All right. On this day in 1997, one of Kyle's absolute favorite movies of all time hit theaters. Thank you, Cap and Zach.
This is the movie that, last week we talked about Man at the House, and I said that the art for it reminded me of this movie, and it came out. Not a few days later, 2 years, but 2 years and 2 days after.
Jungle to Jungle, starring Tim Allen.
I'm sure I rented this from the Blockbuster back in the day.
And this is available on Disney Plus. 1997. I've never seen this movie.
Sure, it has outdated cultural depictions. There's probably a label on it.
Does it have that warning on there?
It probably does. Can't imagine it doesn't. But now I'm going to look. Yeah, so, while you pull up the next story.
While you do that, on this day in goodness. So, Laughing Place has had many, many contributors over the year. But only one of them is a Disney legend and has a window on Main Street. And on this day in 2008, this former Laughing Place contributor received a window on Main Street for his contributions to Laughing Place. That person is Bob Gurr.
And the Viewliner train 2 years before, it was logical that I would design the monorail for 1959. And we simply started drawing that monorail in October of 1958, and by June 14th of 1959, we were giving the Vice President of the United States a ride on it.
Bob Gurr, the man who is famously in charge of anything with wheels in the creation of Disneyland, Monorail, Autopia, received a window on Main Street in 2008. Bob Gurr is still around. He has a very active Instagram account. He's in his 90s now. You can go follow him. He does a lot of stuff with Random Land, Justin Scard. But obviously his most important work was as a contributor to Laughing Place in our early days with a column called Designer Times. Unfortunately, it's not still on our site. Not unfortunately, I shouldn't say that. It is no longer on our site. He did ask us to take it down when he turned it into a book, which we were more than happy to do. But I can remember going up to Bob Gurr at Walt's barn early on the days of Laughing Place and saying, "Hey, Bob, we got this website. Do you think you'd be interested in writing something for us?" And he said, sure. And every month, always on time, article after article, chronologically chronicling his career, both with Disney and beyond. One that really sticks out is working with Universal on King Kong. So I always appreciate Bob Gurr for helping us out in those early days. One of the nicest guys you will ever meet. He's always so friendly to me whenever I see him. And window on Main Street, which, according to Kyle, is a higher honor than a Disney legend.
Stand by it.
Did you find out if Jungle to Jungle has a...
Well, first, I have to share a funny story, is that I went to Disney Plus and found out that my VPN, apparently the IP that I'm using, shows up as Germany. So I'm seeing Jungle to Jungle is not available in Germany, but Single Drunk Female is. But then I went to my phone and found out that it doesn't have the cultural depictions thing, but it does mention that it depicts tobacco use.
Interesting. That's interesting.
And Man of the House is one of the suggested content under Jungle to Jungle, so I was not far off.
It's all coming back around. All right, and finally, on this day in 2016, one of Kyle's absolute favorite attractions opened at Disney California Adventure. Kyle, tell us why you love Luigi's Rollickin' Roasters.
It's okay. It's fun. It's I know people don't like. I think what's funny is people don't really like the Daisy. Or just found out that people apparently don't like the Daisy part of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and this is a long version of the Minnie said the Daisy scene from Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I I mean, it
didn't
can
know people
being like like one of the first domestic trackless rides, but I'm like, really? Everyone else gets the coolest trackless stuff, and we get this little like mambo dance?
I did not know that the Davy part wasn't popular. Where did you see that?
I heard that from someone yesterday when we were talking about it.
Interesting. It is my least favorite part, but I didn't know that was like a universal.
They think it doesn't fit the rest of the attraction.
Davy looks funny. All right. Anything else come up? That's all for this.
Let me take a look, as we did just make it to 10 o'clock. Look at us. Well, we have another
beach house. Let me mention this real quick. Auntie's Beach House at Alwani. The kids club there, which has been closed ever since everything closed, reopens on March 12th. So happy to see that. All right, what do you got?
I don't know. Well, we can just take a look at this, and we don't have to talk much about it because I'm sure they will talk about, or I will talk about it on Barely Necessities. But it's another week of. I think I should make sure that this is even this week's, because. Yep, this is this week's apparently, even though it has stuff from last week. Go figure.
Mando must have. It's Tuesday, by the way. Are they still doing Fantastic Tuesdays?
They do have Fantastic Tuesday. Yeah, it was a Fantastic Tuesday. We have that up as well.
That'll be on Barely Necessities later, so I won't waste your time with it. But what do you got from Mando? Mando Monday.
Yeah, but on a Tuesday. I don't know if this is this week's or not. But we can just scroll through the stuff, see if you like anything. This shirt, this Western style shirt at the top, is kind of fun.
Yeah, I know.
Might be a Roosevelt, who knows? Shirt, some baby things, a little Din Djarin. It looks like a Spirit jersey of sorts. That's different.
Ooh, this looks fun. Headphones.
Oh, did you see how much they are?
No, I didn't.
We wrote about those last week. I'm pretty sure they're like $250. Maybe less. I forget.
Let's see.
Let me click it.
We
wrote about these. They're $249. They're pretty nice though. They have like you can change out the ear cups. You can change the back things. There's all sorts of like little details and stuff.
They're not that nice. Okay. Well, Barely Necessities will be coming up later on today, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. They will be talking about any merchandise like that has been exciting over the past week. And let's see what else is going on. Oh, Mike Celestino is going to be at Disneyland After Dark tonight. It's Princess Night, so it's going to be fun on the Twitterverse tonight as people are tweeting some of those rare characters like Kita from Aladdin and other characters that don't need them associated with them for you to know who they are. So make sure you follow our Twitter tonight to see all that as it happens, and I'm sure we'll have full coverage, videos, and stuff tomorrow on A Laughing Place. Anything else before we close it out, Kyle? Kai?
I'm sure eventually we'll tweet a photo of that awesome Country Bear thing instead of a water bottle refill. It'd be great. You'll relive the whole thing.
Stay on Kai's good side. That's all I got to say. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. It's great to be back. We'll be back. Let me see. I know we got
a weird schedule. I think we're normal tomorrow. I think we get screwed up on Monday or Thursday and Friday. Tomorrow, I think we're actually going to do the Audis.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, we should discuss that. We should go through the list and choose those winners. Why don't we just do it live on the air? It's just as meaningful.
I'm all for that. I think that's a great idea.
If Ben wants to join us, then we can.
That's how we should do it. And all tiebreakers go to Kyle. In other words, it's just Kyle choosing.
You act like this is different than the past 3 years.
So that's tomorrow at 9 o'clock, the LPP Annual Audie Awards. Kyle will also tell us where that name comes from. And then Thursday, we're going to be on at 10:30 Pacific, 1:30 Eastern, because of something going on in the world of Disney early on. We're going to let that finish and then be able to talk about it. And the same thing on Friday, except we'll be on at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So thank you for joining us as always. Great to be back. Thank you, Kyle. Thanks again, Luke and Jeremiah, for filling in while I was gone. And we will see you tomorrow.